The tension is rising on Capitol Hill, and this time, it's over immigration. When Tom McClintock took the floor, he didn't hold back, calling the Temporary Protected Status, TPS, program something far more controversial than intended. His words are sparking serious debate across the country. Is this about protecting people or protecting policy? Let's break down what was said and why it's causing such a strong reaction.
Gentleman from California.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and to insert extraneous material on H.R. 1689.
Without objection.
And I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, for 4 years, our nation suffered the largest illegal mass migration in history at the hands of the Democrats. The cost to our country is immense. Hospitals overrun with illegals demanding care, food pantries and homeless shelters overwhelmed, classrooms packed with non-English speaking students, rampant child sex and labor trafficking, hundreds of thousands of Americans dead from fentanyl overdoses, suppressed wages for working families, billions in welfare costs to support this population, and worst of all, the introduction of the most violent criminals and criminal gangs and cartels in the world into our communities. President Trump reversed these ruinous policies simply by enforcing our existing immigration laws. Illegal border crossings immediately plunged more than 95%. The largest illegal mass migration in history is now being followed by the largest legal deportation in history, although the Democrats are doing everything they can to obstruct it. One aspect of this deliberately engineered nightmare was the abuse of so-called temporary protected status. It proved Ronald Reagan's maxim that there's nothing more permanent on this earth than a temporary government program. Now, as its name implies, temporary protected status is supposed to provide temporary residency to legal aliens who happen to be visiting here when a disaster in their own country temporarily prevented their safe return. Well, the Democrats turned this temporary program into an open-ended and unconditional invitation for aliens to illegally enter our country and then remain indefinitely. Under Biden, the number of TPS beneficiaries nearly quadrupled in just 4 years as aliens illegally entered our country in order to claim this status. The Immigration and Nationality Act not only gives the president the power to extend temporary status, as Biden did, it also gives the president the power to withdraw that status when it's no longer applicable or in the interests of our country, as this president has done. Now, Barack Obama granted temporary protected status to Haitian nationals in this country when Haiti suffered an earthquake in 2010. For 16 years, this status has persisted in different iterations, including multiple designations, redesignations, and extensions. During the Trump administrations, the Department of Homeland Security has attempted to end this temporary status for Haiti, noting that allowing hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens to reside in our country indefinitely is counter to our national interest. The vast majority of these TPS beneficiaries under Biden did not enter the country legally, only to find themselves stranded by unfortunate events. Rather, they entered our country illegally to claim such status, encouraged, aided, and abetted by the Democrats in power. Indeed, as the House Judiciary Committee documented in a report early last year, of the roughly 340,000 Haitian TPS holders, 312,000, 91%, came to the United States illegally. Their reward for committing this crime was a work permit and indefinite protection from deportation. And yes, illegal entry into this country is a federal crime. Abuses like these allowed the TPS program to balloon from roughly 410,000 when Biden took office to nearly 1.5 million aliens from 16 different countries by the day he left office. As the number of aliens with TPS skyrocketed, American communities such as Logansport, Indiana, Springfield, Illinois, and Charleroi, Pennsylvania, cried out for help. Charleroi population of 4,000 swelled to 7,000 almost overnight as a flood of Haitian nationals took up residence. The little town was forced to spend $400,000 for English language instructors and $1 million overall just to support the influx of students. This was all taken from the resources that would otherwise have been available to their own students. Our immigration subcommittee took testimony last year from a local official there who told us of severe strains on housing, medical care, education, emergency services, law enforcement services, and other social services. He testified to a dramatic increase in traffic collisions and citizens of this peaceful small town now afraid to walk the streets. The Trump administration has heeded the cries of the American people. Since taking office, the president has moved to withdraw TPS status for foreign nationals whose conditions no longer warrant such status. In other cases, the Trump administration is determined that these TPS designations are simply not in our nation's self-interest. These decisions are clearly provided for under the Immigration and Nationality Act. But today, my Democratic colleagues argue that we should ignore all of this, that we should return to the Biden administration's immigration policies, starting with Haitian TPS. If this bill passes, I think we can expect TPS status to be extended to the millions more who wish to exploit our country and its taxpayers. Americans will not soon forget the image of thousands of illegal aliens from Haiti pouring across the southwest border and crowding under the bridge in Del Rio, Texas. Put simply, this bill would serve as de facto amnesty for hundreds of thousands of aliens from Haiti who illegally poured across our southern border. America does not need to relive that nightmare, and that is a choice. And I urge my colleagues to oppose the bill today, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from California.
This moment from Tom McClintock isn't just another speech, it's a clear window into how divided the immigration conversation has become in the United States. When he labels the Temporary Protected Status, TPS, program as de facto amnesty, he's making a strong claim that a system designed for temporary humanitarian relief is being stretched far beyond its original purpose. But here's where it gets more complex. TPS was created to protect people who cannot safely return to their home countries due to disasters or instability. In the case of Haiti, that includes events like the devastating 2010 Haiti earthquake. Over time, extensions of TPS have kept many individuals in the U.S. longer than initially intended, not necessarily because of policy abuse, but because conditions back home haven't stabilized. McClintock's argument focuses heavily on the domestic impact. Strain on schools, healthcare systems, and local economies. That's a real concern in some communities experiencing rapid population growth. But his framing leaves out another side. TPS holders often work legally, pay taxes, and fill labor gaps in key industries. So the question becomes, are they a burden, or are they part of the system keeping certain sectors running? There's also the legal angle. Under the law, TPS can be extended or terminated based on conditions in a country. That means the debate isn't just political, it's about interpretation. One side sees prolonged extensions as necessary compassion, the other sees it as policy drift. And then there's the broader political narrative. By tying TPS to illegal entry, McClintock is tapping into a larger concern about border control and enforcement. But not all TPS recipients entered illegally. Some were already in the U.S. when crises hit. That distinction often gets blurred in speeches like this, which can shape public perception in powerful ways. At the core, this debate is really about competing priorities, national capacity versus humanitarian responsibility. How much can a system absorb? And how long should temporary protection last before it becomes something else entirely? This is why moments like this matter. They're not just about one policy. They influence how millions of people are viewed and treated. And as the conversation continues, the real challenge will be finding a balance that is both practical and humane.